that seems to be the thing that bothers you the most about this. Not necessarily that you lost, but you feel like you may have let people down. Why do you feel that way? And how much does that bother you?
It bothered me a ton. It's like I didn't sleep after the fight. It's like I didn't sleep until I got on the plane, slept a couple hours on the plane, and I slept a little bit last night when I was at home. But it's like ultimately I didn't sleep after the fight, and it's not because I'm mad at myself. It's more ultimately because I'm mad that I let people down. It's like I hate to see the boss walk out pissed off that I didn't perform, or that he felt the main event didn't go down as he wanted it to go down. That's on my hands, so I hate that. DC, we've had conversations before leading into this fight, and there were certain things that I'm supposed to be shooting for, and I guess I just never wrapped my mind around shooting for those things. So I apologize for not wanting as much as they want me to want. Now I feel like I just need to get those things to prove to them that I can do it. So it's not really to me, it's for everybody around me. It's the people that care for me and the people that want to see me do well. It's like I don't want to do bad because I don't want their hopes and their dreams of me to be washed down because I just don't give a, you know what I mean? So I'd rather go out there and get it and show them that I can do it because they believe in me. And if somebody genuinely believes in me, I have to get the job done. And so minor setback for a major comeback, it's like I've never wanted it more. And it's like sitting up all night, sitting there thinking about it. And it's like, I do like to have fun. I love to have fun, but winning is just as fun. It's like winning is just as fun as having a good time. And a good time is ultimately cashing 2 checks and ripping somebody's head off. It's like, and I didn't get to rip Brunson's head off. Whether I was too eager or not hungry enough, I don't know. I'll go and I'll talk to somebody, I'll figure it out. And when I come back, the wrestling will be improved, the mindset will be there, everything that we need, it'll be there, and there'll be no more else.
Tyron Woodley looks like a man on a mission heading into his return this coming weekend at UFC 260 from Las Vegas. Scheduled for his first 3-round fight in over 6 years, Woodley will be matched up against rising welterweight contender Vicente Luque. It will be an opportunity for Woodley to prove he's still a force to be reckoned with at 170 pounds and capable of knocking off up-and-coming names in the division. Woodley, who lost his UFC welterweight championship to Kamaru Usman 2 years ago, is coming into this bout with Luque riding a 3-fight losing streak. It is the longest skid of Woodley's career, and a reason why many MMA pundits believe the 38-year-old is over the hill. After all, Chosen One hasn't captured victory inside of the octagon since the submission win over Darren Till, all the way back in September 2018. Luckily for Woodley, his head and body seem to be in the right place entering his return against Luque. Woodley shared the below image via Instagram showing off his new physique during training camp.
Mike, I know that you obviously commentate on these guys on a regular basis. It's unfair of me to ask you what you think is going to happen, but I'm going to do it anyway, mate. You're more than welcome to deflect
it's okay.
it. What do you think?
I'm not calling this one. I'm not big enough to call pay-per-views. Maybe one day, but right now I'm on the fight nights, which I love, by the way. So yeah, I'm more than happy to give a pick. Nick, what is going on, mate? The greatest heavyweight champion that the sport has ever seen. And you just write him off like that. The guy hasn't got a chance. Shame on you. Shame on you. No, listen, I agree with your assessment. Ngannou does essentially have 1 round to do it. The problem for Ngannou is experience, right? Stipe definitely has the experience advantage, and you cannot buy that. It can only be earned. And again, since that first fight, he hasn't really gathered any experience, because you go out there, I mean, look at the fight against, was it Rosenstruik? He just went out there and just blitzed it, and that's essentially what he does with every single fight. And that's fantastic. That's a great confidence builder, but you're not learning any lessons. You're not getting put in bad positions. And again, it's another cliche. You only learn from your defeats, and that's true. But you also learn if you go a distance, if you go into the deep waters, if you will, and he hasn't had chance to do that. So that will impact him a little bit, because since then, maybe this confidence of knocking everybody out, maybe that affects your ability to get out of bed in the morning and go for a run. Maybe you don't push yourself as hard on the pads. Maybe you don't do 10 rounds of pad works and the drills and the circuit training, and you're pushing yourself so hard when you're running down the street, because you're doing your sprints, because you don't need to, because I can just knock anybody out with 1 shot. You know what I'm saying? And if he has that mentality, he's going to lose this fight, because Stipe Miocic's been in there with him. He's beating him. He knows what to do. And he can out-wrestle Ngannou all day long. Listen, I was in the UFC for a long, long time. One of the hardest things to learn how to do is wrestle. You can learn an armbar pretty good. You can learn your sweeps and your reversals and your escapes. That's pretty good. But the wrestling takes longer. It does. And you might learn the technique, but to actually put it into practice in the octagon is way harder. You know what I mean? Hitting the pads with a pad, man, that's all well and good. It takes a little time to cross over to in the middle of a fight, but wrestling, as I said, takes even longer. Now, you want to hear a pick? I'm standing there. I'm on the fence. I don't know, but I'll give.
Get off the fence, bitch.
I still don't know. You know what I mean? All right, screw it. I'm going. No. All right, you need a pick. All right, I'll go with you. No, Stipe Miocic. So that's what a great fight this is. And also, I'm like, who do I see more often? I'm kidding. I bump into Ngannou more, so I'll say Ngannou. No, I think experience is going to pay off once again.
Fair.
I think you bring up some tremendous points, Nick. I really do. But come on, man, you can't disrespect the champ like that.
There you have it. That main event goes down on the main card, which gets underway at 2 a.m. in the morning. A little bit of a difference on the times there. So when you're tuning into BT Sport 2 for UFC 260, remember that the prelims get underway from midnight, and then that main card gets underway from 2 a.m. Just a couple of stats for you, just to bear in mind when you're picking your fighters, because it is difficult to pick the winner of that one. This is Stipe Miocic's 4th rematch. JDS and 2 with Daniel Cormier. He's won every single one of them, but this is the first time that he's coming off a win in the first fight. So note that down. And as Nick was saying a moment or two ago, 4 on the spin for Francis Ngannou. None of those fights have gone more than 71 seconds, which is absolute madness. Absolute madness. Right, let's get into the core, men. Because
okay, I'm reversing my pick.
No, you can't now. You picked that.
Because when you lay it out like that, it sounds insane to go against it. But anyway, my apologies. Moving on.
UFC heavyweight contender Derek Lewis, who blasted his way to number 2 in the official rankings with a thunderous knockout over Curtis Blades, is not going to sit on his ass and wait for a title shot. The Black Beast has bills to pay, which is why he's open to fighting whoever is available at the moment. A quick scan of the heavyweight top 5 returns number 4 ranked Cyril Gane, fresh off his tepid decision victory over Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I don't know how the UFC wants to build up that Cyril Gane guy, or if they want to get him in there in the mix right away, Lewis told Joe Rogan. I started getting tagged in the fight because they said, Gane versus Rozenstruik. Still wasn't worse than me and Francis. I'm like, damn. Okay. Shit.